The ferry glided calmly across the water, its deck filled with travelers lost in their own thoughts, conversations, and worries. Among them was a young girl sitting quietly in her wheelchair, her eyes fixed on the endless horizon where the sea seemed to meet the sky. She had been watching the clouds drift slowly, feeling the breeze brush against her face, longing for a closer look at the vast blue above her. For her, the sky was not just a view, it was a symbol of freedom, something she could admire but never fully experience the way others did. Nearby stood the CEO, a man accustomed to boardrooms, decisions worth millions, and people who rarely spoke to him without fear or expectation. To him, this ferry ride was just another pause between meetings, another moment to check his phone and think about business. But everything changed when the girl gently looked up at him and spoke with quiet courage. "Sir, can you lift me up to see the sky?" Her words were simple, innocent, and free of any hidden motive. Yet they struck him deeper than any business proposal ever had. In that instant, the noise of the ferry faded, and the journey took on a new meaning. He saw not a wheelchair or a limitation, but a child with dreams as wide as the sky she longed to see. The mood of the entire deck shifted as passengers noticed the exchange. Curiosity turned into silence, and silence into emotion. That one small request reminded everyone present that life's most powerful moments often come not from grand achievements, but from simple human connections. What began as an ordinary ferry ride slowly transformed into a shared experience of empathy, humility, and unexpected hope. Asterisk for a brief second. The CEO hesitated not because he didn't want to help, but because he suddenly realized how rarely he had been asked for something so pure and selfless. In his world, people approached him with expectations, favors, and calculated intentions. But this request carried no agenda, no desire for recognition, only a simple wish to see the sky. In that moment, his title, wealth, and authority felt meaningless compared to the trust placed in him by a young girl who believed in his kindness. He gently put his phone away, knelt beside her wheelchair, and met her eyes. Without a word, he carefully lifted her, holding her securely as she rose above the railing of the ferry deck. The breeze brushed her face. Her eyes widened with wonder, and a soft smile spread across her lips as she gazed at the open sky. That smile alone carried more power than any applause he had ever received in a conference hall. The act broke invisible barriers between CEO and child, strength and vulnerability, privilege and limitation. Passengers who had once been strangers now watched with moist eyes, their hearts quietly moved. Some lowered their heads in reflection, others felt a sudden warmth, as if reminded of something they had forgotten long ago. In that moment, leadership revealed its true form. It wasn't about commanding respect or standing above others. It was about lifting someone else up literally and emotionally. The CEO understood that real influence comes from compassion, from recognizing humanity beyond labels and status. What seemed like a small gesture became a powerful reminder. When empathy leads, barriers disappear, and even the simplest acts can create unforgettable impact. Asterisk as the CEO slowly set the girl back into her wheelchair, something within both of them had quietly shifted. For the girl, those few seconds under the open sky felt limitless. She had seen the clouds up close, felt the wind more freely, and experienced a sense of height she had only imagined before. It wasn't just the view that stayed with her, it was the feeling of being seen, valued, and treated not as someone defined by her wheelchair, but as a person whose dreams mattered. That moment gave her a new kind of strength, a belief that the world still held kindness and people willing to help her rise above her limits. For the CEO, the experience was even more profound. Years of chasing success, recognition, and control suddenly felt small compared to the peace he felt in that simple act. He realized that despite all his achievements, it was this quiet, human moment that would stay with him long after contracts were signed and deals were forgotten. Standing beneath the same sky he had shown her, he understood that true fulfillment comes not from how high you climb alone, but from how many you help along the way. The ferry continued its journey, but the atmosphere had changed. Strangers shared gentle smiles, some wiping away tears, all carrying the same unspoken thought. Everyone had witnessed a reminder of what truly lifts the human spirit. Kindness, unlike success, doesn't fade with time or circumstance. It leaves a mark, soft but permanent, on every heart it touches. That single moment under the open sky proved a powerful truth. Success may elevate status, but kindness elevates souls. And when souls are lifted, lives are quietly, forever changed.